Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2026, and this is the KC Multifamily Minute as I come to you every single week, bringing you all the news statistics on multifamily that has hit the open market, what class locating it is, what's the price per unit, what kind of rents you could look at, and how it might fit in for your real estate investment strategy, or if you're a 1031 exchange buyer looking to get that taken care of. I've got you covered. So this week, guys, we've got 50 listings that are out there active and available that are $500,000 plus and that are all built before 2021. So if you're a real estate investor, love that value add stuff, this is what you're looking at. There's 50 of them out there. Most of those are in the $500,000 to $1 million range, at least half. Then, of course, the other half are $1 million plus. Again, this is MLS data only. 65 are actually out there in that same range, but 15 are under contract. That's how we get to 50. So that's been, looking at last week's stats, there's actually 51 that are available and 70 total listings. So 5 have sold off, maybe 6, and then 1's now under contract. A couple of those are my listings. So keeping a good market pulse here. We've got 3 new listings this week we're going to talk about in some pretty decent spots here and some pretty solid price points in my opinion. Let's get right into it. So first up is all of these duplexes here in Independence, $1.5 million. I believe it's 6 duplexes for $1.5 million, all contiguous. I like this deal a lot, actually. This is probably a class, I don't know, B-, C area, whatever, suburban Kansas City area. And these are all contiguous, which means they're side by side for 6 of those, 12 units. Rents in here should be $1,200 plus, in my opinion, depending on the true layout and, of course, the condition. I'm thumbing through the photos here, guys, on my website, legendarypartbrokers.com. And condition looks pretty solid. Not seeing a ton of carpet. Might be some in there. But my point is this is going to make you money over the long haul and even in the short term. So let's reach out, talk about those. Again, 6 duplexes, $1.5 million. Class, call it B-, C plus area. Perfect for 1031 exchange clients who wants the easy button. Shouldn't have a ton of real estate management expenses going forward. Okay. All right. Next up, we're going to cover a 4-plex up in pretty close, dang close to the airport, north of Weatherby Lake. So I'm going to put this as a Class A- location. 4-plex here. $529,000 each with a garage. Guys, that's unheard of. You know, you see these in Lease Summit and some of those areas go for, $600,000-$700,000 easily. 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath is half of them. The other one are 2-bedroom, 1 bath. So the middle units are a little bit smaller. They don't have that half bathroom. But anyway, love this type of deal here. Should be $1,100-$1,200 a piece for rents here, of course, if you do the units inside well enough. And it doesn't look too bad on the inside. I mean, there's always things you could do to improve the look. I mean, we got some nice tile in here. And, then we've got maybe some laminate countertops and some lesser desirable fixtures, but still nothing that can't be fixed with maybe $5-10 grand per unit to make them look super nice and get those top of the line rents I'm talking about. Maybe, who knows, some wood rot repair replacement on the exterior, as you would expect. This is built in 1985 or 86, so you're getting the newer construction, no lead-based paint, and some of those other things you'd commonly see in the older structures. Okay, guys? All right, so zooming back out. Sorry about that. We got one more property to talk about here, and that is a $10 million deal. It's all duplexes. It's 25 duplexes, so 50 units, so $200,000 a unit. Built in 2008, newer construction. A lot of 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, a lot of 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and a 2-bedroom, 1 bath set up across an entire neighborhood in Independence, obviously all contiguous. $200,000 per unit might be a little strong for some people, but again, if you can manage this yourself, 50 units, not out of the ordinary to be able to manage that yourself, and you have newer construction in 2008, you've got a good bed bath layout. You can control the rent in this area. I would put this as a Class B- location, only because it's Independence and there's not a ton of solid B or A locations in Independence, but this is a solid location. So if you've got close to that $10 million range that you want to spend, newer construction could be an interesting fit there. Looking forward to seeing how that might play out long term. But if you've got interest, reach out, Alex at legendarypartbrokers.com. Guys, that's all the new stuff here on the MLS, which is what I'm tracking every single day, every single week for you. Let's pop over here to Crexy. He's got maybe some of the larger units listed out here. I've got a sixplex actually on West 40th Street for $460. That's a heck of a deal there. Reach out about that one, Alex at legendarypartbrokers.com. I believe we talked about these two triplexes. So 6 units for $1.35 million. We already talked about that one. Mixed use, not going to take a ton of time over there. We do have this other one, Westchester, which I've looked at before in the past. 18 units for $1.5 million. You can actually add more units in here into this complex. Part of an older, I don't think there's an HOA there anymore, but there's an older kind of more land available and out there, not necessarily to buy, but to give tenants comfort. Some of these have been redone really nice. I think several of them have been. It's a solid cash flow deal. This is a Class C location, but hit me up about it because it makes money. $1.5 million. Probably can get it for less. Reach out, Alex at legendaryapartmentbrokers.com. We'll talk soon.